Could you get me a bottle of...
Sir, would you wait your turn, please?
Well, yeah, all I want is...
Did you hear what I said? Yes, ma'am.
My cigarette, please.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet. Now, what can I do for you?
What? I want a bottle of wine.
What size? What kind?
The cheapest. Hey, look, I'd like to apologize for my conduct a few minutes
It's all
ago.
right. I understand.
You know, it wasn't always like this. I used to live in this area. I guess this stuff has been my nemesis.
We all have our weaknesses.
Yeah, but what used to be a weakness for me has now become a monster. You see these black patent leather shoes?
Yeah?
Well, I used to wear those with a tuxedo.
You must have been doing pretty good.
Yeah. I was. My problem, it didn't get started all at once, you know.
I think we were a fairly typical family that got along well together. We seemed solid in our thinking and our ideals. I believe we were happy most of the time. But the pressure of trying to prove myself within the company and meet the demands of the assignments given me was just too much. Of course, that was an excuse for me to seek my usual means of relaxation. Almost every day on my way home from work. However, an undercurrent was developing and I was being swept along, enslaved and entrapped into an addiction, with the rationalization that everyone else is doing it, and it'll solve my problems. The short-term pleasure was turning into a dependency on alcohol. I don't understand that, Mr. Anderson. It was in the blueprints. Well, at least I thought it was. Yes. Yes. I'll do what I can. Hello? Oh. Hello, Mr. Franklin.
Hi, George. Everything all right?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, actually, we do have trouble on the Sam Anderson project. But I think I can resolve that problem.
You think that's going to help?
No, I guess not.
You seem to be hitting the sauce pretty heavy these days.
Well, I didn't realize it was affecting my work.
Well, those who bend the elbow a lot seldom do feel that way. You know, George, I've told you before, your opportunities for advancement with this company can be exceptional. But if you don't control this drinking, your future here can be rather bleak.
Oh, it's not that serious. All right, look, I'll do what you think needs to be done.
As you already know, we have an employee assistance coordinator. Now, I think that
Oh, come on.
all I'm asking you to do is to go talk with him. Don't you understand the importance of this?
Yes. I think I do.
Please have a seat, Mr. Winters, and he'll be with you in just a moment.
Oh, Mr. Winters, I'm Dave Cannon.
Oh, hi, Dave.
Please, sit down.
Thank you.
May I call you George?
Yeah, please, of course.
Now, let's see. I see here that you're married and have a family, is that right?
Yeah, boy and a girl.
Mr. Franklin's already given me a little background on you.
Oh? Huh. What's this stuff over here?
Well, George, you work for a company that employs many talented people. Some of these individuals have a problem which causes them to suffer negative effects and a decrease of productivity at work. This firm is concerned about a serious health threat to these employees due to drug abuse.
Now, wait a minute. You think I take drugs?
Maybe not the kind we generally have in mind, but the greatest drug problem of all lies in alcohol consumption.
Oh, I'm just a social drinker.
Well, I'm not here to judge you or anybody else, George, but we do want to help and make you aware of the facts. And, I'd like to show you some of these statistics. For instance, alcohol is a factor in a third of all suicides, in half of all violent crimes, in half of all first admissions to mental institutions. Alcohol is a factor in half of all the fatal house fires, and it's a factor in half of all traffic fatalities. Drinking liquor contributes to both heart disease and cancer. And the Gallup survey shows that 1/3 of all auto drivers both drive and drink.
Yeah, but I'm not addicted to alcohol. The only reason I drink is to relax, kind of ease the pressure, unwind. I can handle it.
George, I'm not saying you're addicted to alcohol as of now. But when you drink on the job, a condition is developing that could lead to serious consequences. Some people who don't understand often speak of it as a weakness, while the American Medical Association recognizes it as a disease which can be treated successfully in most cases.
Well, I can certainly handle what little drinking I do.
Most of the others felt the same way. You, and only you, are the one who must recognize what's happening and then take the responsibility for your behavior. Unfortunately, many of the ill effects of drinking may not develop for some time. It can become an extremely self-destructive element in your life.
Yeah, sure. Will that be all?
Yes, that's all. Except I suggest you not procrastinate. Recovery does take time, and help is available. We have a good program here. Plus, there are those at counseling centers, hospitals, drug and rehabilitation centers, the area office of the National Council on Alcoholism, Alcoholics Anonymous groups, detoxification centers, and other similar resources. Actually, George, now is the time for you to make a decision as to your future.
Things were bad enough when I was drinking during working hours. But as time passed and that burning desire grew so strong that it seemed necessary for me to have a drink in order to get started in the mornings, well, it should have made me realize that I was in deep trouble.
Oh, boy.
Hi, Dad. You're up early for Saturday morning, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, how about taking me over to the park and hit a few balls?
Oh, can we wait until next weekend? I don't feel up to it today.
Hangover, Dad?
Oh, George, not this morning.
Will you leave me alone? What happened to my scotch?
Probably drank it.
Not a full bottle of scotch. 2 days ago, there was half a bottle in there.
Do you know anything about this, Brad?
What do I know about your booze?
Brad.
All right. Well, when you and Mom were gone to that party the other night, well, me, Tom, and Gary, we didn't have anything else to do.
You mean to tell me that you 3 kids drank that full bottle of scotch?
It wasn't a whole bottle. There was just a little in it.
Now, let me tell you something, son. I don't want you to drink any more of that stuff. It's not good for you.
But it's good for you. Is that right, Dad?
I hate having it around. I wish we could pour it all down the drain.
All right. Why don't you?
I have to allow it because of your father's position.
Well, Mom, you drink it too.
Only because our guests would be offended if I didn't.
That's a cop-out. I don't see why you'd do it if you don't want to.
I thought I also had a bottle of bourbon stashed away on that bottom shelf.
Don't look at me on that one.
The way you consume the stuff, you probably drank it and didn't know it.
Will you get off my back?
Daddy! Why are you so mean to us all the time? Don't you love us anymore?
Oh, it's amazing how things have changed in just a few years. Huh. Lost my family, my home, my friends, my reputation. Oh, you name it, it's gone. And there was help available. Only I wouldn't accept it. These shoes? That's all I got left.
What do you miss most?
Most? My family. Their love. Their respect. Would you believe that I haven't seen any of them since? I thought I could handle this stuff. I just didn't realize.
That's where you're going to drive me.
I've got a taster for you. Oh, put up.
Hey, you just ran through a stop sign.
Who cares? Oh, don't worry about it. Everybody runs that stop sign. Don't worry about it.
Your callous disregard for the safety of others, your irresponsibility while operating a motor vehicle, has resulted in the death of another human being. There are about 4 million problem drinkers among teenagers, and the total more than doubles when adults are included in that figure. Most alcoholics started drinking at a very early age and in their own home. Now, I'm not saying any one of you will become an alcoholic, but I want to emphasize the choices you are now faced with concerning both alcohol and other various drugs. This can be a self-destructive element in your lives. So think about what your lot may be within the next 10 years. Each one of you. Tim, Susan, Brad, must take a portion of the responsibility for this tragic event. The damage has been done, and there is no way of making full restitution. No matter what I say to you or what sentence is given, it will be anticlimactic to the fact that this is something you must live with for the rest of your lives. It'll be especially difficult for you, Brad, constantly remembering that it was your own father